What up, everybody? It's your boy Pyro, and today we're checking out Dead Kennedy's debut album, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, which is an absolute banger of a name. Love that. This is dropped in 1980. 14 songs, 33 minutes, 3 seconds. You're looking at hardcore punk. I've heard the song Holiday in Cambodia, so I know there's like a certain level of sarcasm here, and there's going to be a lot of stuff in this era that I personally wouldn't understand just growing up in the 90s, you know what I mean? So if there's stuff I'm missing or not connecting with, please drop that in a comment. Use it as a learning moment. But there's definitely political stuff I'm sure that I'm going to mess up or not understand fully, and that's just the nature of it. Holiday in Cambodia was a nice educational learning thing for me as well. So let's go ahead and dive into track number 1 here, Kill the Poor. Again, shout out to the Discord, YouTube community, whoever dropped this in the YouTube comments, and whoever voted on it in the Discord. Y'all decided for that I check it out here. So that's what I'm doing. Let's get it.
Efficiency in progress is ours once more. Now that we have the neutron bomb, it's nice and quick and clean and gets things done. Away with the sesame, but no less valued a property. The sun's in war, but perfect sense at home. The sun beats down on a brand new day. No more welfare tax to pay. It's like the Salem's gonna be flashing a light. Countless millions whisked away. At last we have more room to play. Our systems go and kill the poor tonight. Gotta kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Behold the sparkle of champagne. The crime rate's gone to free again. A life's of the reason you must living right. Jane Fonda on the screen today. Convince the liberals it's okay. So let's get dressed and dance away tonight. Oh, kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. The sparkle of champagne. The crime makes time to free again. A life summary if you is really right. Jane Fonda on the screen today. Convince the liberals it's okay. So let's get dressed and dance away tonight. Oh, kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight. Kill the poor. Kill the poor. Kill the poor tonight.
Damn. Okay, so starting right off with the sarcasm that I was talking about, some dark sarcasm at that. Kind of looking at the perspective of, hey, here's an easy way to get rid of these people that you don't want around and, kill them. And then there were some interesting lines. I don't know who Miss Lily White is, so I can't really speak on this. So I do know who Jane Fonda is. And it says Jane Fonda on the screen today, convince the liberals it's okay. So let's get dressed and dance away the night while they kill the poor. I want to say that I want to say that the Jane Fonda line is kind of a shot at people that are like, oh, she said it's okay, so, we're good. I think it's kind of like, hey, both sides are being a little brainwashed to an extent that they're picking political parties like a freaking team. That's kind of what I'm getting from it. If that's wrong, drop it in the comments, please. Please and thank you. This song is really, I like the overall quality. It's a little dingy sounding, but the drums were nice, and his vocals they just kind of floated over there. It's Jello, I believe. Jello has a really unique voice. So it took me forever to get into Holiday in Cambodia, and I want to say it was on one of the Guitar Heroes when I was a kid. I could be wrong, and I was just like, man, I don't get this song. But then something clicked at some point, and I was like, no, this is actually kind of sick. It's very unique sounding, So track 1, I'm gonna put that in a playlist. Though it's like I feel like this kind of sarcasm couldn't really be utilized a whole lot without people agreeing with it in this day and age. Sadly, I could 100% see some MAGA fucking dude being like, "Well, that makes sense." Forward to death. Looking forward to death. Oh, that's tell you what, it's just the general frustration. Started speaking like I was Cajun there. The general frustration pouring out there. I want to say it's apathetic, but I'll tell you what. Growing up in the 90s, I was very much jamming to nu metal, and if you want apathy, there you go. I think that's why a lot of people in the punk community didn't like it. Bunch of angry dudes that didn't really have a good idea of even what was going on. You know what I mean? They just knew they were mad. Where here, you have some good reasons. I'm going to put that in the playlist because I'm actually kind of curious. There were some spots in there with the guitar where it kind of like dropped off, and it was cool as hell how it did. It was like, da-da-da-da-da. And it was also interesting. I want to point out his vocals just kind of above the instrumental, which I didn't expect. Coming into this, haven't listened to a shit ton of 80s punk, but a lot of times I don't like how the vocals just are in 80s punk. And this, it's like a level above the music. So you can hear what he's saying crystal clear. And he's not even shouting in it. And he's not even, overtly angry sounding. So it's just a really interesting take. Very snarky almost. When you get drafted, and this is probably, 1980, so decently close to the Vietnam War, was rather recent at the time, so I imagine that's going to be what we're talking about here. I'm just going to take a shot in the dark.
You've been reading the water papers. War is coming back in style. There's General Silver's there, and the Russians dipping everywhere. And just what's filling up the bread. We make more money from the road ahead. The economy is looking bad. Let's start another war. What do you got done? Pacified the racist hatred. We want total war. What do you got done? make you a spy. Demonstrations, kids for days sit on their ass. Just a six-pack and you're happy. We're prepared for when you get drafted. When you get drafted.
Forget your demonstrations. Kids today sit on their asses when you get drafted. Just a six-pack and you're happy. We're prepared for when you get drafted. Oh, boy. I almost want to say this is more actually talking about the Red Scare than... I don't know if the Red Scare is the right word for that. Actually, might be wrong. Let's go with the Cold War. The Cold War. Obviously, there's the Russians nibbling everywhere. The damn Russians. The damn Ruskies. This is probably around the time of Red Dawn and all that good stuff, too, in the 80s. You know what I mean? This is actually 80. So I don't really know when Red Dawn dropped. But, yeah, I don't, again, know a whole lot about the Cold War, but I definitely know the timeline, and I'm pretty sure this is decently close to that. Regardless, I love that weird-ass Martian guitar at the end. What in the hell? That was wild, but, man, it was unique. It was good. I like the sarcasm here, too. Hold on here. What was it talking about? Earlier, where it was just kind of like fan the fires of racist hatred. Sounds familiar. We want total war. Drooling fingers, panic buttons, playing with missiles like they're toys. There's easy money, easy jobs, especially when you build bombs. You know, it's just something to think about. Like the easiest way from the vantage point of a top, like controlling a civilization of people. And this is somebody who, for me, I grew up through the Iraq War. And looking back at that is so fucking crazy to see how people ate that up. How we initiated the Iraq War when I'm pretty sure if you look into it, Iraq didn't have anything to do with 9/11, but we used that as a justification to go to war. And then we fear-mongered our normal civilians into believing that we were on like a righteous path of that. And if you can keep your general populace fearful and divisive against each other, you can do whatever you want. And I think today you're seeing that with Greenland, Venezuela, you know, even with Iran. There's all these tensions that they bubbled to the top on purpose almost. And it's to scare you as a normie and make you feel like you understand why your government's doing what they're doing to defend you in your mind. But realistically, they're playing thought police. And well, it's crazy. So pisses me off. Gets me all riled up. Let's lynch the landlord.
The landlord's here to visit. Their ration just go down below. Says I'm doubling the rent cause our building's condemned. You're gonna help me buy City Hall. Oh, we can. You know we can. Oh, we can. You know we can. Let's fix the landlord man. I tell them turn on the water. I tell them turn on the heat. Tell me all you ever do is complain, yeah. Then they switch the place when I'm not here. But we can. You know we can. But we can. You know we can. Let's fix the landlord. Let's fix the landlord. Let's fix the landlord, man.
yes. Not only just people taking advantage of other people, you know, like in this scenario, the owner is a piece of shit, turning off the water, turning off the heat, searching their premises when they're gone, not giving privacy. This kind of stuff right here makes me like, just the reason I like this kind of music, it makes you really think, because we obviously have a housing, Jesus, I cannot talk today, a housing issue in America where we have so many people that are, you know, just out in the streets or tent cities, and especially along the West Coast, because all the homeless people being kind of shipped out that way. It's very frustrating because, you know, if we didn't have this capitalistic standpoint where like you have to make money off everything, the world would be just a straight better place. But we just cannot seem to come together as a general public and just build some houses together or some shit. I don't know. It's very, very frustrating, to say the very least. But the extortion level of real estate especially is horrible, horrible. And I think you can look at that in a small town sense for me. I live in a small town. A good example would be a lot of the downtown buildings in my downtown, where it used to be thriving, is now kind of a ghost town. Our businesses struggle to stay afloat even. So there's no really small businesses, and the ones that do pop up kind of fold over within a 10-year span. And it's very frustrating. You would think there could be some sort of legislation where you cap the amount that the person's allowed to charge. And is that American? Yeah, probably not. But would it be a better look for your city or in town? Yeah, absolutely. Especially if it's thriving and you have a lot of small businesses. You get all those fucking corporations out. And yeah, I think a lot of the small businesses around my area, while there are still some, I think probably on the level where they were in, let's say, the 50s. I'd have to talk to my grandma and ask her about it. But I think you would see a lot less corporations, a lot less Walmarts, a lot less Dunkin' Donuts, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? McDonald's, Burger King, that came in and took away your typical just eateries. So even if you're looking at it in that kind of a standpoint, it's clearly problematic. But instead of looking at the problem, we go, well, the people that are making money are going to be mad if we take this away from them. It's like, fuck those people, dude. Make a cap so they can still make a little money, but not enough that they can extort the person living there. I don't know. I've read a few books on economics when it comes to rents and rent control, and I fully don't, understand it to a level that's probably helpful to the general listener. But I like this because it's food for thought. It gets you on a path, be like, why would you want to lynch the landlord? And then you start looking into it, and you're like, wow, this is kind of parasitical, isn't it? Not that I would go to that level that I think we need to lynch people, you know what I mean? But again, I think it's the tongue-in-cheek, satirical, dark satirical at that a little bit, to make your point. Drug Me is the next one.
And when I think of my bigger rock, I'm doing this, the boxes that are going like go with my friends. Gang of my band, and you want to do danger, rock, 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 they need some stimulation. Drag me, drag me, drag me, drag me. I'm swinging like a sail, getting where we're gonna make sure they make my time go by. TV on the stereo, girls watch color on the microwave, and we got to see that movie story. Drag
Wow. Did not expect the burst of speed old boy had going vocally here. The guitar work, gnarly. I'm not a fan overall of this track, but the guitar work here, I'm adding this to a playlist because I'm that's very interesting. I want to see if I can, not only the vocals, but some of these lyrics I don't fully understand either. Drug me with natural vitamin C. We got a problem with vitamin C now? I probably need a little more vitamin C in my life. Drug me with pharmaceutical speed. Drug me with your sleeping pills. Now, that's one. I've even talked to doctors because I struggle to sleep a lot. And my doctor straight up told me they suggest not doing that and just kind of dealing with it. Because you're going to be hooked on this shit and it doesn't really do all that much for you. Anyways, all my friends are like, just go get some sleeping pills. And then my doctor's like, no, don't do that. Just try your best to work out or something before you go to bed. But drug me with your crossword puzzles? What's wrong with crossword puzzles? They're making the brain work. Drug me with your magazines. Drug me with your fuck machines. Okay. With a fountain of fads, more rock and roll ads. Now that I understand that for sure. Finally off work, unwind and watch the ball game at the bar. Another potato chip weekend is here at last. Maybe this is kind of taking shots at people that are that part right there. Taking shots at people that are just like, oh, work's done, and now I can just take my free time and do nothing with it. Then again, who am I to tell you can't do nothing with your life? You want to chill and watch some TV? Do your thing, dude. Do your thing. Your emotions.
Your mama told you this and your dad told you that. Always think this and never do that. You learn something that feels the words and that. Which are really, you're just a copycat. Yeah. The school told you this and the church told you that. Memorize this and don't you dare look at that. Narrow little seam of sisters who take the doors. Just as never going to the king of the boys. You're so boring. Always tape machine recording. You're so boring. I've heard all this before. From anywhere, but she's partially down the streets everywhere. Frank said became a monster just like you. His sky's always showing someone talks to you. You're so boring. Always take machine recording. You're so boring. I've heard all this before. Your emotions make you a monster. Your emotions make you a monster. Your emotions make you a monster. Your emotions make you a monster.
Wow. The song's going into the playlist just for that last bit. Wow. That was great. Shit. Okay. I don't really have much to say about the lyrical aspect of this, but Jello's vocals are just keeping me afloat in that one. I'm like, it's such a unique vibe to his sound. And again, I'm loving how they're above the instrumental, which is something rare, I feel like, in a lot of punk in general. So I'm here for that. Chemical Warfare, which is the end of leg number 1 of the album. And then we start leg number 2. Let's get it. Chickens running. Gold cars and a crash of cracking inside open. Screw
the grass of which you can't breathe. And roll and ride in the sand that's started to heat. You know, little stuff that they see us see. Crazy, 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 crazy. Chemical warfare, chemical warfare, chemical warfare, 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 chemical warfare, chemical warfare, chemical warfare, warfare, warfare.
I love the randomness of this song. What the hell? I couldn't even keep track of the lyrics. There was so much weird shit going on. That part at the very end, the breakdown, that was a wild vocal breakdown where they, oh my God. Oh, shit. I got to go back to that real quick because that was something wild. Was it? Oh, what what a random mass thing to insert there. And then I love to pick it back up there within the last 5 seconds of the track. Really, really sick, honestly. That's going to go on a playlist. I am not going to lie to you guys. I'm enjoying this way more than I expected to enjoy it. I think for leg number one of the album, let's go with a, like, I'm going to go with like an 8.2. I enjoy the dark sarcasm. And again, it's like food for thought. Like, it's definitely some of the stuff's over the top, but again, it makes you think. And I like that. I love that aspect. You're like, oh, wait, what the hell? I never thought of something like that. And again, food for thought, food for thought. The next one, I have heard this before. I'm almost 110%. California Uber Allies.
Smiles and never frowns. Soon I will be president. God of power will soon go away. I will be Sierra one day. I will command all of you. Your kids are meditating in school. Your kids are meditating in school. California, over Alice. California, over Alice. Over Alice. California, over Alice. Psychiatrists will control you and reverse it natural. You will drop for the master race and always wear the happy face. Close your eyes, can't happen here. They go on while yours is near. The hippies won't come back, you say. Mellow out or you will pay. Mellow out or you will pay. California, over Alice. California, over Alice. Over Alice. California, over Alice. city's down. Tired organic poison gas. 7 days already passed. You'll go to little clown when you mess with President Brown. When you mess with President Brown. California, over Alice. California, over Alice. Over Alice. California, over Alice.
Holy shit, that song just slaps. Slaps so hard. So good. This is a song, like, it's not something that pops up a lot for me, but I've definitely heard it before, enough that I can know the lyrics to some of these areas. Now it's 1984, knock, knock at your front door. It's the suede denim secret police. They've come for your uncool niece. Come quietly to the camp. You look nice as a drawstring lamp. Don't you worry, it's only a shower. For your clothes, here's a pretty flower. Die on organic poison gas, serpent's egg already hatched. You will croak, you little clown, when you mess with President Brown. That one hurts a little bit, especially with what's going on right now with Minneapolis. You're grabbing fucking everybody and their brother. It doesn't matter. You're not checking for papers. You're just assuming and grabbing people and taking them away to a facility. So.
God told me to skin you alive. I get children, I live in their life. I get children, I make money cry. There's a man in my car, I wanna hear them scream. Peter Bucket candy, smoke Halloween. So you're in that gay club, you're in the ghetto rail. How about some pie? Here I'm trying to chill. Got to hit that ski west. I think I see that tires. I'm in my helping hand from chemical wires. Ever wanna die? Of course you have. But I won't do. I get my revenge. Been fucked one too many ways. But I don't wanna see people anymore. Things I never saw before. But it's even for the shit they are. Next minute to get away with me. Anyone getting king for a day? So I killed children. I never see them die. I kill children. And make mamas cry. I kill children. I make the hissing doors. I kill children. Gotta wait for yours. 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 Yes.
Okay. Not a fan of this one. Not a fan of this one. And the reason is, all right, first off, it's obviously sarcastic, over the top. However, as a dad, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I don't, this is the one I don't like. So, call me soft, that's fine.
We're going to the party. We're going to the game. We're going to the disco. Ain't gonna cruise out, man. We're stealing people's mail. Stealing people's mail. Stealing people's mail. Stealing people's mail. Stealing people's mail on a Friday night. Driving in the mountains. Run around, run just through your mailboxes. Take your mailbox to town. And we got money when it gets tax returns. Checks about politicians from newspapers. Money bills and fancy checks. Pretty funny pictures of your kids gonna steal your mail. On a Friday night, we're gonna steal your mail. Like a family night. We got grocery time, we'll have to 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 grocery time, fuck you. People say that we're crazy, we're sick and all alone. But when we reach our letters, we're all on the floor. And we got life when it gets time to turn. Take politics, targets, they turn. Money, bills, and cash checks. We got relationships with your friends. And I steal your mail on a Friday night. Let's steal your mail back there tonight. We better not get caught with the dumb institutions. We'll be closed and shot. Still got my funny and Christians. Still under our mail. Still under our mail. Still under our mail. Still under our mail on a Friday night.
Just a random song about jacking people's mail, dude. What the hell? Okay, that one made me chuckle, and yeah, I'll put that in a playlist for sure. I think so far everything is in a playlist except for "I Kill Children." That's the only one. Again, just as a dad, it breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Funland at the Beach. Man, the freaking kids are catching strays here, dude. Now, listen, I think this is actually talking about... I watched a documentary one time, and this is back when I was in high school, probably, maybe right out of high school. And it was about a amusement park, I want to say the 70s or maybe 80s, that had, like, the most deaths in the park. And that's what this reminded me of. And then how the owners choose business over the atrocity, if you will. Like, got to get your lawyers in line. You got to, send the witnesses home before they can talk to the police, that kind of shit, is the point of the song, I believe. And then they use the kids as a impact point. Literally. Nail in the head, for sure.
Desperate mind, little gardens grow, they grow very wide, they grow very tall. Why am I alive in Wonderland? By the fence I stand, living on a hand. There are many prayers, dripping blood so dense. Do not enter here. my mind, shouting me to wine. I want all alone. I want my own home. I want my own girl. Help me hate the world. Only live my life. Why am I alive? Living Wonderland. By the fence I stand, in and out of hand.
Okie dokie. So let's talk about the perks of the song. And in my opinion, maybe the only perk, this is another one I'm not a giant fan of. I would say this is a bad song in my opinion. The franticness is why. My personal preference. I do not like the frantic sounding guitars. Now, that being said, I do think this is very unique sounding, especially for how simplistic a lot of the instrumental is. They do a lot of interesting stuff to spice things up, and I do dig that. So this is just a personal preference for this one. Let's go ahead and hit this last one, or not last one. We have two actually. We have Holiday in Cambodia, and then Viva Las Vegas, which is a cover, which I just looked up Elvis. Elvis was the OG singer of that. absolute classic. An absolute classic song. If you want to see the initial reaction we did for this, I had obviously heard it earlier, but Chuckles has not, my partner in crime. We did a reaction for it where I showed him that song a while back. I don't remember what he felt about it. He probably didn't like it. I don't know. I just love the guitar work in this and the eerie kind of, I don't really even know how that sound is made. Is it a pedal? Being musically illiterate is not awesome. Especially when you love music so much. I don't know why. Wrapping my head around musical stuff. I enjoy the sound and the connection it brings there. But that's like the limit. You know what I mean? I don't really have any interest in like trying to pick up a guitar and learning occasionally. I would have more interest in like writing songs, I think. But that's I'm a fantasy writer, so that makes sense in my opinion. Viva Las Vegas. Let's hit this cover and talk about the album as a whole. Okay. There's no way. Did Elvis really sing about coke and speed? That has to be slipped in there, right? Even if I ran out of speed, boy, I wouldn't sleep a minute of the way. And then at the end, got coke up my nose to dry away the snot. What the fuck? The cover was all right. I don't know the original, but in general, just the sound comparatively to the rest of this album. Let's talk about the first half, second half of the album. I think, weirdly, the first half slapped a lot harder than I expected. Like, it really carried its weight. And then I saw that at the midway point, and I was like, man, the second leg is really going to be just amazing. We got Holiday in Cambodia, and we started off with California Uber Allies. But honestly, Kill Children and Funland at the Beach and Ill in the Head were not for me, really. And I think Viva Las Vegas was a little over the mid-range probably for me. So it's really two songs that are carrying it rather heavily, in my opinion, of course. That being said, the sound as a whole, I absolutely love the instrumentation and like how everything's like simplistic, yet they're doing things that are kind of surprising you, and you're like, whoa, what the hell is that? That was cool. And you got that going on vocally as well. Huge kudos for having the vocals above the instrumentation as well. For me, I love that. It's just different than a lot of punk in general, so that's cool. And then there's a lot of those, I don't know what you would call it, but it almost reminds me of like UFO-ish sounds from the guitar. You know what I mean? Those, especially in like Holiday in Cambodia, and there's a couple other ones in here as well that you're like, whoa, what kind of weird, funky shit is this? And it's cool. It's just really, really unexpected for me. I just kind of expected some straightforward, hardcore punk. No, this is dope. I would probably go on a limb and say this is a classic. I didn't really look it up before I, delved into it. But I know Dead Kennedys are considered classic in general, but I would put this album in the classic range, easy peasy. So no, I definitely don't think it's a bad album. Definitely not a mid album. Definitely not a good album. I would go and say this isn't even a great album. This is superb. I'm going to go with a... Ooh, I want to go higher, but again, there's some stuff. There's a few tracks in here that are pulling me back. Let's go with an 8.2. 8.2. I think this is superb. It's fantastic. Honestly, there's a lot of this is going to go in the playlist, and honestly, I just keep thinking about the. Was it Kill the Poor? Or was it Lynch the Landlord? I think it was Kill the Poor. I'm gonna go back to that real quick. I'm just kind of curious on something in the lyrics. Oh yeah, they're like at the beginning of it. I thought this was obviously it's sticking with me here a little bit. The efficiency and progress is ours once more. Now that we have the neutron bomb, it's nice, quick, and clean, and gets the things done. The other thing, you don't even have to go out and kill people. Like in this scenario, they're like killing off the poor people because they're sick of having these poor people around, right? I think the fact that you're not doing anything to help the poor people is doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Dying from the cold, dying from lack of food, whatever it may be. Maybe even, need some help with on the addiction front. And that to me is really disgusting, especially from people that are pro-veteran. And then, like, I had a buddy that had no clue that, we went to a Mud Hens game. Basically a baseball game. Yeah, and there were a lot of people obviously asking for money outside the thing, just kind of sitting there with their signs and stuff. And he was like, "Why are they all dressed up like veterans?" And I was like, "Are you fucking new here? Like, this is a pretty common problem where they go to war or they go overseas, they get some sort of PTSD, and then they come back and they're treated like shit, and they end up on the streets." And I imagine it's really frustrating for them hearing people like be all pro-veteran and not willing to help them at all. So I just things like that. I feel like you just not even lending to help with the problem is already doing what we're talking about here. They don't care if it's messy or not. Again, it's a different time. Obviously, this is 46 years later. So, I mean, it is what it is. It was making me think about that. And it's an ever-growing problem here in the States, especially. You have your sanctuary states that are being overloaded with the amount of people that are coming in. Again, like I said, there's a bunch of stuff you can look up where you have like Montana, maybe not Montana, but it's like the Dakotas. It's in that region of area where they'll buy you a ticket, send you out west to a sanctuary city, and it's just being overloaded. So like while that is helping, it's being overloaded to a point because nobody else is willing to help. You know what I mean? So the West Coast, you have tent cities set up there. I'm going to say that's like the Seattle area especially is where I'm specifically talking about. But like they are helping. It's just the overload, the mass amount of people that need help is the problem. And a lot of people are just more concerned about being comfy and, rather than trying to be part of a solution. Or even the ones that aren't being comfy, there's a lot of people out there that are just greedy and would choose cash over, choose profit over people. So yeah, there's stuff in this album that you can already see that I'm going to be pondering for a while. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this album and the reaction as well. I don't think the Dead Kennedys are still doing stuff, so obviously you can't really support the band, but you can still keep the legacy alive by sharing the music. I think that's part of the cool thing about art, that it sticks around as long as it sticks with the people. And this is going to stick with me, and I'm here in 2026, 46 years later. It's a good album for sure. Superb. Again, shout out to the Discord. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, do me a solid. Hit that sub. Hit the like. Come join the community. Have some fun with us. Come shenan a bit. This was Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables by the Dead Kennedys from 1980. And I gave it, I don't even remember what the original was. I'm going to go 8.3, though. I'm upping it if it was just a flat 8 that I gave it. 8.3. And that might even grow after a couple listens. I don't know. Regardless, I'm Pyro, y'all. Until next time, peace.